Oh God.
Blue cheese, paint chips.
We're drinking the liquid Peeps. I haven't even put that near my face and I can smell it. Why do you do this to me?
What is up, everyone? I am Charlie from Golden Hive Mead, and this is the first episode of a series where we go through some of the strangest homebrewed alcoholic concoctions in the world. I'm here with Jesse from the YouTube channel StillIt. Make sure to subscribe to our channels, hit that like button, and enjoy the show. Let's go.
I'm Jesse from StillIt. The channel is all about chasing the craft of home distillation. A lot of the time we're focused on making traditional spirits properly. Yeah, but sometimes we just kind of goof around.
Have you ever had mead before?
I have. I don't think I've ever had this much mead in one time.
You are the first guest on the show.
Dude,
you are the guinea pig.
I'm stoked, man. This is awesome. I'm happy to be your first.
So Jesse, this is how this is going to work. We have 10 different bottles of homebrewed beverages. We'll go through them one by one, talk about them, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
I'm thoroughly looking forward to this. I've seen a bunch of these videos and shorts. I don't know, man. It'll be fun to see which of these live up to the hype of the video. Maybe some don't. I don't know.
Are you nervous?
I'm very nervous.
Dude, this is a lot of mead.
It is, but I actually have arranged something for you to try.
Let's do it.
This is an absinthe. So the big flavors in absinthe are wormwood, and then the other big flavors behind it are anise, fennel, and star anise. Cheers, dude. Yeah.
Can you tell me about the kind of delusional intoxication that's associated with absinthe?
I actually think it's the opposite. It's not delusional intoxication, it's lucid intoxication.
Lucid intoxication. What does that mean?
Best way I can describe it is you had a big day out in the sun doing something, surfing, skating, mowing the lawn. Finally get down and you have a beer and you get 3/4 of the way through the beer and you think, oh my God, I'm out of my mind, pissed. Like I'm really drunk.
Right.
Actually not, it's just kind of, I don't know, like your motor skills are fine, you could totally drive a car. Yeah. It's just your thought process are kind of changed. Absinthe's like that, but it gets worse and worse and worse. And then it all catches up with you. But I do think it's potentially the reason why so many artists were in love with it.
Whatever people say about absinthe, one thing is for certain, it makes you feel different than other things do. Oh man, that's delicious. It's got such a unique flavor compared to any other liquor, I guess. Someone's gotta do it, right?
Yeah.
Cheers. The first bottle on the flight is Blueberry Maple Mead. This is 14.5%, and it's made with real blueberries, real maple syrup, and wildflower honey.
Cheers, my dude. This is really nostalgic for me, dude. You know how like aroma kind of cuts to emotions? I know what it is. I got it.
What's that?
My Nana's rhubarb and berry crumble. That's what it smells like, and that's why it makes me feel so happy. It's like comfort food.
Mm-hmm. Would she like it? Is it as good as your crumble?
My Nana was a complete and utter teetotaler, dude.
What does that mean?
She'd have a tiny pour of wine and talk about how drunk she was for the next 2 hours, you know.
So it runs in the family.
We will see, sir, we will see.
This next one is a special one that I made this past fall, and it is a cranberry hopped cyser, which means that it was made with apple cider, cranberries, and it was dry hopped. Interesting.
Ooh, okay. Interesting, dude. So it drinks more like a beer. I haven't got any isomerized hops in here because it was just dry hopped. But the cranberry acts like the bittering agent. Yep. So you have the sweetness of the mead.
The aromatics of the hops.
Yeah.
And then the bitterness from the cranberries.
Yeah, dude. Mm-hmm. I'll be real, dude. I didn't know mead could taste like this. So cheers, man.
Cheers. You don't do a lot of straight up fermentation. You take it a step further and distill. Will I actually go blind from making homemade moonshine?
All right. The oldies with the goodies. Here's the deal. Methanol will make you go blind. Methanol will kill you.
And methanol is a product of fermentation, correct?
It is. But here's the deal. We've got methanol in here.
So why can I still see okay?
Because there's really very little in it. And also ethanol binds to the same receptors as methanol. So if you're drinking ethanol, it's kind of out competing the methanol. Without getting into too much geekery about distilling, distillation can't create methanol, it just helps separate it. So basically, as long as you're not being a complete and utter muppet, distilling is safer than any other form of fermentation.
All right, so next on the flight list, we've got the famous juniper berry mead.
Ooh.
This is actually the recipe from the Skyrim cookbook.
No way.
Yep.
That's cool. Got that pruny, like somewhere between prunes, figs, and raisins. This is really good, man. This really does drink like a dry sherry.
I've never had sherry before. I would love to try aging mead in sherry casks.
Just got the first feelings of tipsy, sir.
Oh, word.
What's happening?
I'm way ahead of you.
This guy's
We have a friend.
real keen on some mead too.
Have you ever tried Jepson's Malort?
No, but I heard reference of it a couple of nights ago.
So Jepson's Malort is a spirit made from wormwood, similar to absinthe, but it doesn't have that black licorice flavor. It's so bitter, it's tough to stomach. It's not easy to take a shot of.
Okay, so my guess is putting wormwood in it by just tincturing it and then sipping it out.
That could be it. I don't know anybody that enjoys Jepson's Malort.
This has been a progression for me.
All right, man. Next, we've got maple spice. This was inspired by French toast. This is gonna be a little bit sweeter, more of like it's gonna drink like a dessert wine.
Yeah, cool.
What's the wildest thing that you've ever distilled?
The strangest thing I've ever distilled was I went to Texas and I found the distillery that was the first distillery in the world to take best bourbon in the world away from Kentucky. Iron Root, man. Shout out to the Licorice Brothers, to everyone at Iron Root. You know your shit, you make awesome stuff. I made them distill Doritos.
I've seen that bottle of the Doritos.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's them.
We didn't make a label, man. There's someone else like,
Somebody else must have done a Doritos liquor. That's pretty
someone
bad.
else has done it. Yeah, I need to find this now. There's something almost like green apple-y on the nose. It smells pleasant though.
There is cinnamon in this too.
I can smell the cinnamon. Is there other spices?
There's not, but I actually use the same maple syrup in this one. It's that bourbon barrel aged, so you could be getting some of those spice notes from the oak.
Okay, this is way sweeter
Yeah.
than anything we've tried yet. Like significantly sweeter than the first one.
Yeah.
Which is yum. It's delicious. Yeah, it's not my preference. It's probably my least favorite meat on the table so far though.
From here on out, they probably get worse.
All right, bring it on, man.
The good ones are gone.
Hey man, I'm starting to get worse too, so.
I thought about doing a meme version of this and actually making an Acer Glen, which is a maple syrup mead from, what's it called? Like the Aunt Jemima's maple syrup you buy at the store,
okay, yeah.
but actually make a mead from it. Instead of using like the really high quality maple syrup like I used here.
We so seldomly get good maple syrup in New Zealand that I forget how complex maple syrup can be in and of itself when you get a good one.
All right, so next on the list of flights, we've got a lemon lavender mead. This is 13.5%. I'm gonna be honest, this is one of the worst meads I've ever made.
You just scared a burp right out of me, dude. Hey, I'm here for it. Don't tell me why you think it's bad yet.
Okay.
Let me taste it.
Tell me what you think went wrong.
Okay, on the nose, dude, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good. It smells like honey, it smells like lemon, it smells like lavender.
To me, this smells like window cleaner.
I am kind of blocked up right now, and I have been drinking high proof spirits. Oh, I see what you mean. Because of those flavors put together, I like window cleaner.
Tastes like hand soap.
Because to me, this doesn't smell like hand soap at all, because I've never used a hand soap that has that lemon and lavender.
You try to make mead with common cleaner ingredients, you're gonna get common cleaner tasting mead.
I just tried to drink that through my nose.
Sometimes it's hard to decide which orifice to use. I think we made the same joke. Thumbs up.
You know what, dude, if you didn't tell me the cleaner thing, I would say it's just slightly, like the finish just doesn't quite work.
Yeah.
In that, you know how this one, which one was it, the hops one? It was sweet at the beginning, complex in the middle, and then bitter at the end. So you want to put more sweetness in your mouth to make it start again. Yeah. It's kind of like, it's almost the inverse with this.
That's a really nice way of putting it.
If I went to a bar in New Zealand and they were like, hey, we make mead on site, I would probably order it.
Okay.
And if they serve me this, I'd go, okay.
It's
cool.
okay. Yeah.
Like, fine. I'm not stoked with it. But I'm not gonna like ask for my money back. Do you know what I mean? Like, all of these I would have been pumped with.
Oh,
like,
okay.
dude, buy me more. I don't think it's horrible.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the video or not, but I made prison wine.
I do remember there being like a plastic bag involved.
So there were some comments saying that I should distill that and that people in prison will distill prison wine and make prison liquor. How would they do that?
Yeah, it does raise a interesting question. How would you go about it? I'm assuming no metals, no glasses, because I could stab someone with that stuff. So we're talking plastic bottles.
Maybe a cord you could plug into an outlet, strip it, heat it up, I don't know.
Well, you don't necessarily need to boil it, to distill it, right? Like think of an emergency water distillation unit. When it rains, you don't have to boil the puddle to get rid of it, right? It's going to evaporate eventually.
True.
So you'd probably want to set something up with that. Yeah, if you have a way to heat it up, and you maybe don't even have to heat it that much, dude. You know, maybe you've put a cell phone in the old prison wallet.
This might be an interesting experiment.
What, putting a cell phone in the prison wallet? I didn't know it was that kind of show. I've been wanting to make a video on distilling for preppers, which wouldn't be that
There you go.
different.
So, Jesse, we are halfway through the flight. You have something special planned for halftime.
Yeah, you wanted a competition, man. And the loser gets to drink something, let's say, different. This is crokinole, dude. It's kind of like bowls, petanque, any of those games. We get 4. Did I say something ridiculous?
Like he was talking to me as if I was super familiar with those games. I've never heard of them in my life. Blanc.
Like shuffleboard, but we're competing in the middle.
Gotcha.
Do you want me to give it to you the good way or the bad way? You literally can't win.
So what do we have here? It smells like whiskey. Oh.
You get a little blue cheese.
Blue cheese, like paint chips, like a little bit, yeah.
He said he didn't like smoke, so I served him the weirdest smoke thing that I had. It's a peated Irish whiskey.
So I'm not gonna lie, this is on the spectrum of things that I would typically stay away from. I don't hate it. I was expecting a worse punishment.
That's the reaction I was looking for.
I need some Tums. We need him to come out in like a Maid outfit or like a tuxedo. We're only halfway through.
The wheels haven't come off yet. They're just a little flat, okay?
It's nice to meet you.
We have some audience members who have some name suggestions, so we're gonna cut to that.
All right, we got Assassin's Mead. You got a friend in Mead. Need for Speed. Mead Limit. Honey Laundering. This is Mediocre.
Mead Madness. Are you smarter than a mead maker? Anal mead.
I should have asked you guys to begin with.
I thought this was work meeting, like a work meeting.
I thought you guys would love flights of the round table.
Yeah, but there's a rectangle table here, sir.
That was my thing. Well, you're not at the round table.
we could change that.
Yeah, I mean,
Sir, meat a lot.
flight night is the where it's at.
Like,
Yeah, flight night is-
I think, yeah.
I think we're doing flight.
Yeah.
Flight right.
Unfortunately, the next mead on the list is the last mead in which I have tried hard to make taste good.
Was that English?
It
It was that meadlish.
is a raspberry mead.
Thanks, man. This is... Oh, wow. Okay, the flavor's really different.
Yeah.
From the aroma. It's got like a fruity tartness to it that makes it taste like real fruit, not like
That's,
mead with
Yeah.
raspberry essence in it, you know?
And so this was made with whole raspberries mashed up in primaries. We have the raspberry skins. We have everything that comes with using the full fruit, raspberry
This is
mead.
my favorite.
Really?
Out of all of them.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
100% my favorite. The reason I like it, dude, is because it's straight down the middle.
Yeah.
You think it's simple. Every time I go back to it, it tastes slightly different.
Is there anything that people have asked you to make that you refuse to make no matter what?
There was one thing that I refused to make for ages, and I broke, and I made it. Apple pie moonshine.
Really? I feel like anybody that gets into distilling, that's like probably the first thing they make.
I tried very, very hard to differentiate myself from moonshiners.
Okay.
And partially because there is a stereotype that goes along with it, but also because I wanted to go after traditional styles that are respected, adding something to society rather than being a menace to society.
You're gonna hate these.
No, but that's my point. Now that I've kind of grown up and I've like established the community, I was happy doing that.
These next 4 are what have allowed me to establish respect in the mead making world. All right.
Is there Monster in this somewhere, Charlie? Is there Mountain Dew in this somewhere, Charlie?
Yes to both. But first, we have Dr. Pepper wine.
Oh, okay. Fun fact, Dr. Pepper is damn near impossible to get here in New Zealand, as is any sarsaparilla or root beer.
Interesting.
So you may think this is terrible, but even if it's kind of horrible, I'm gonna love it because I crave the shit and I can't get it here, man. Oh God. Nah, I'm joking.
Do you smell any off scents with this?
Pond water.
Is there a certain chemical that makes you think that?
Mold.
I'm not sure if mold is on the periodic table, but there's some sulfur on the nose here.
That's funny. I was just gonna say I don't get sulfur, and then I got sulfur. I smell Toilet water.
Yeah. Okay. Cheers.
Why do you do this to me?
Tastes better than it smells for sure.
It tastes like flat Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
It's kind of one of those flavors that even if it was good, it has to be carbonated because we're so conditioned to have it like that. You know, 100% tastes better than it smells. There's a flabbiness to it too. It's just kind of like, bleh. My tongue down in my throat is pissed off at me right now.
So can anything with alcohol be distilled?
Technically, yes.
So I have an idea.
Okay.
Hear me out. Mouthwash.
Done it. Absolutely horrid. We distilled Listerine. Yeah, don't do it.
You took Listerine and you distilled it and you collected the alcohol from the mouthwash.
Yeah.
And what did that alcohol taste like?
Like intense. Do not do it. This is not I'm not daring you to do it at home. Like, do not try this at home.
Next on the list is one that nobody has ever tried before.
Oh, seriously?
The viral Peeps Mead.
Okay, yeah.
This was made from peeps that were dissolved and fermented into a mead that is 10.9%.
I have a question, sir.
Yes.
I've distilled Peeps. Who made it first? Did I copy you or did you copy me? And I actually don't know the answer to this. Fact check. Put it on screen. This person here is a slimy scumbag.
I would never steal any sort of idea from anybody about anything, especially this style of show.
Jesse published his 9 months ago.
This was 10 months ago. That's the best I can get on it.
Okay.
10 versus 9.
I totally get the marshmallow thing. Yeah. I get a slight burnt rubber thing going on.
Could be the wax and the peep eyeballs.
I was gonna say, dude, like anytime you're fermenting something that shouldn't be fermented,
Dude,
you're gonna get some weird stuff.
you should have seen this jar of peeps I had. Everything dissolved,
I saw
except for the eyeballs. I had a jar of peeps mead with the eyeballs from the peeps floating around staring at me in my soul.
So when I do something like this, right, I've got distillation to hide behind.
Yeah.
Like we're drinking the liquid Peeps. Yeah. Like I can smell a fermentation issue there. There's a, you know what, actually it's not dissimilar to the burning Band-Aids thing that's in Isle of Pete.
What?
Yeah, but the funny thing is people love it, dude.
Oh, burning Band-Aids. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, dude. Have you seen the old ads for that? It's like a walrus smoking a cigar.
That's right up my alley.
You just said you didn't like Pete.
No, but a walrus smoking a cigar is my vibe.
Have you smelt a walrus before?
I can't say I've ever come in close encounter with a walrus in real life.
Dude, I feel like we need to find a seal colony for you to smell. Chat, have you smelt a seal colony?
There cannot be that many people who have smelt that.
Oh, dude, if you smelt it, you will remember it. I don't remember how we got here.
What would happen if you distilled beer? Like if you take a normal beer, like what do you get if you distill it?
So a beer is essentially mashed grain, which would be a whiskey. The big thing that's going to mess you up is that beer has hops. Hops, when you distill them, go weird. Get a very distinct flavor. It tastes like fresh hops, but slightly oxidized. Like it should be bitter, but it's not bitter. As you age it, it starts to taste like flat lemonade.
Really? I don't know if I've ever had non-flat lemonade. What would happen if you distilled Bud Light?
You would end up with a slightly strange, probably slightly shitty whiskey.
Probably more than slightly strange.
I've done Corona before.
Oh yeah? How'd that turn out?
Shitty whiskey with a little bit of skunk.
All right, man. Number 9 on the flight list. We have the famous Baja Blast Mead. We're sitting at 11.8%.
Oh wow, man, I feel honored. It looks slightly like something out of Ghostbusters. I can see him hyping himself up to have to drink this, and I'm scared. Oh, dude, that's not nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Yeah.
You know what's weird about this one? The Dr. Pepper Mead clearly had some off flavors and off scents. This one does
clean.
not. It's
No,
clean.
it's-
It
yeah.
smells like what you started with.
Like kind of lemon lime citrus vibes.
Yeah.
Because that's what this tastes like.
Totally,
honestly.
like very tropical. Like
Dude, you were hyping this up to be terrible.
if you make like vanilla extract or hot sauce, there's fermentation involved there. But are there like vanilla extracts that have alcohol?
Yeah. Vanilla extract can actually be really high in alcohol.
What happens if you distill vanilla extract?
Don't know, never tried it, but I will now. It's probably terrible.
That seems like the perfect thing for us to do together.
Like out of the weird stuff, that was the best.
So
for sure.
before we get to the last one, what was your favorite?
Dude, these first, I think it was 3 or 4. I would 100% pay good money for those. Like, I would be brand loyal to someone making those.
Yeah.
They were really, really good. I'm not just saying that, man. Like, my job is to kind of try and be honest about these things, even when I make it myself. These ones were really good. And honestly, the Baja Blast one was like a close Like, it was up there, man. It was pretty good.
Baja Blast, let's go. We have made it almost all the way to the end. The last bottle of the flight is the famous, the viral Monster Energy wine. You are about to taste a legacy fermentation experiment.
Oh, dude, I can smell. I can see it. I haven't even put that near my face, and I can smell it.
Nobody in the entire world has turned Monster Energy into alcohol, and we are about to drink it. The famous, the notorious, the terrible, the cursed Monster Energy wine. Cheers.
Cheers. This straight up smells like bad breath. Everything else on this table, I have wanted to sip. If I have to ingest this, I am going to slam it.
That is exactly what this is made for.
It actually drinks slightly better than it smells. Smells like toe jams, tastes like Monster.
Okay. What more could you ask for? Jesse from StillIt, what are you working on? Is there anything that you want to share with everybody? What's next for you?
Dude, the last thing that I made that I'm super proud of is the absinthe you tried at the beginning of this video. Everything that I'm excited about making in the next month or so involves you.
Man, where can people find you?
StillIt on YouTube, chasethecraft.com.
Thank you so much for having me in New Zealand. It's been real. This has been awesome.
Taxi!
Woo!